Hello friends, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy. Back with another, what I'm calling a radiant map. So consciously chosen cards. Again, this is based on a book. This is actually called, Tarot and Psychology by Arthur Rosengarten, Spectrums of Possibility. And, excuse me, so I did a previous video doing things the way he had suggested, which is putting the Fool in the center and then all of the major Arcana cards kind of around the outside. And this again is consciously choosing the cards in their position and grouping them together or doing whatever it is that you want to kind of show your state of mind or where you're at in a given moment. So consciously choosing the cards instead of most people's preferred way, which is, random selection. So that was really interesting. I really enjoyed that. I think that's a really useful, it was a really useful, insightful exercise for me. And, but it also occurred to me that, I have issues going on in my life where, that are practical in nature. They're practical in nature. And so I wanted to look at the major arcana as helpers, things that can help me with some of the practical aspects of life. And so I wanted to do something similar. The previous one was only major arcana, and so I wanted to bring out the minor arcana, because this is our journey, to me, is how we're managing our minor arcana existence. This is the meat of the journey, and I've got issues that need to be addressed or could be addressed. And so I wanted to lay them out, get them out here, and lay some major arcanas on top of them as helpers. So I chose my minor arcana here, and again, I'll point some of these out as really interesting. And well, really, there's only one that I thought was really interesting, but. And that is the Nine of Pentacles. And I had never really looked at this card in this deck. I don't know if it's never come up in a reading before or what, but it's a beautiful card. I love it. And I was looking at the Eight of Swords, and as this card came up, I thought, you know what, I'm not in that situation anymore. I don't believe that I'm entrapped. And in fact, I had already pulled this card out as something that I need to reinforce. And I realized that this, I'm no longer seeing myself as this. I'm seeing myself as this. And so I just pulled this out as a reminder of how I had been seeing the situation. And this is essentially how I am seeing the situation now. So I have, I'm going to put her back. So a lot of this, what you see here, has to do with economics. Not all of it, but a lot of it does. And so there's quite a bit in the way of pentacles here, but there are some cups and swords as well, and wands. Now, I did end up choosing, I put, this is supposed to be the middle. I know it didn't, again, it would be great to have a larger table to do this on, or to do it on a bed or something, but So I chose the Magician for the center because what I see, and it's interesting to me that when I did the Major Arcana Radiant map, I had trouble placing the Magician, and I ended up placing him kind of on the outside. But I realize where I'm at in my life in large measure right now is trying to figure out how to use what I have to my best advantage. And so I put him in the middle as my primary helper, but also the also indicative of having a lot of problems to solve. I guess I can't say a lot of problems. I have some key problems to solve. And it's kind of like one problem that just has a lot of ramifications. I also decided to keep out the Strength card because this is finding a home for my latest lion is a big part of what needs to happen in the not too distant future. Okay, so if I look at these, and how many do I have here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I was talking about how the Fool has not helped me a lot in the past, so I'm going to eliminate the Fool from the Major Arcana as possible helpers. I'm also going to eliminate the World because I think I need to stay where I'm at, and I've gotten messages to stay where I'm at. So I'm going to eliminate the World. And I'm not sure that the High Priestess has a place here either. The one place I could see her where I'll put her for now is I have the Seven of Swords here. And to me, the Seven of Swords in this situation is simplifying. This card can often mean simplifying to me. Getting rid of things, deciding what to keep and what to let go of. And I could see needing her intuitive guidance for that. And I have on occasion asked for her intuitive guidance on that, or gone that route. The Star. I'm inclined to put the Star with this. I pulled out the Three of Cups, and for me the Three of Cups is partly about socializing, but mainly about enjoying myself, that I am not spending enough time. I need to just schedule time for enjoyment. A lot of the things that I enjoy, like this, I enjoy doing this. And so I turn the things that I enjoy into some form of work or obligation. I have a hard time with that. So I'm going to put the Star. It's kind of like my notion of recreation needs to be healed. Let's see. Judgment. I'm going to hold that one back. I'm not sure. The Hermit. Is there any place where I need to be hermitish? You know what? I'm inclined to put it with the Eight of Pentacles. So I chose the Eight of Pentacles because I have projects that I have started and not finished. And so I really just want to create time to focus on them and get them finished and going. And these are projects that I need to do on my own. Sorry about all of the glare. And so I'm going to ask for the Hermit's help on that one. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to put that with the Six of Pentacles. I have had people helping me, and I would like to think of that as only for a season, and that season is ending. That I can be grateful for them, but let that season pass. I'm ready for more prosperity. Self-generated prosperity. The moon. Oh, the moon, the moon, the moon. And I had talked in the previous video about how the moon has been haunting me. I have to say, I'm not sure where to put the moon. I could, and it could be haunting me for this reason even. I could put it with this Two of Wands. The Two of Wands represents, for me, a job search. And in particular, motivation for a job search. And the reason that I would put the moon with it is because I am looking for like second shift sorts of work. And so I am going to put that, but I'm going to leave the Two of Wands on the top because I think there will probably be more than one card to go with it. The Emperor. There's all kinds of places the Emperor could go, actually. I could see putting him with my Five of Cups, which I chose because I feel like I still have a lot of mourning around my illness and my health trials. Much as I try to move on, as anybody I think does who is experiencing this sort of thing, and this is chronic, this is long term for me, so it's not something going away, but but I'm not sure that, I don't know, so I could use the Emperor for that. I could use the Emperor for this in terms of maintaining what I have and creating a strategy for maintaining what I have. For in the kind of the same thing with the Nine of Pentacles. Or even, although maybe I'm being a little unkind to myself in terms of trying to interpose the Emperor on the Five of Cups or the Nine of Swords here. So I will put him with the Four of Pentacles because that does make a lot of sense there. Okay. The Chariot. I think maybe the Chariot needs to go with the Nine of Swords. It's like action in order to get rid of the worries. That's what you do, right? You act in order to get rid of the worries. The Devil. Where can the Devil be my friend? How funny. I have the Two of Pentacles up here as there's a number of things that have to do with the Two of Pentacles. One is I might have to have 2 part-time jobs before I find a full-time job. So there is that balancing act that goes on there, which creates a lot of the worry because I only have so much energy. So it swirls around here. I probably should have had the Ace of Wands out here too, again, just to represent energy. Would you focus, webcam? Thank you. So there are a lot of issues with the two, the idea of getting another part-time job. But I'm not sure that that's where the Devil goes in terms of, because I'm not sure that I want to bind those things. And this again is supposed to be about helping. This is supposed to be a helper. So to me it would be the help of the Devil would be binding 2 things together. Is there anything here that I want to be bound together? I'm thinking maybe this. But most of this stuff is something that I'm wanting to, I'm wanting to, well, there's this. Do I want to bind myself to my property? That's a maybe. I'll put it beside there. That's a maybe. Death. Death, oh my goodness. There are various places I could put death. Who else do I have left? Again, I just don't, well, this, yes. This requires a certain degree. Letting go of certain, I'm going to put it on my Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, in part, I feel like I have, I'm not moving on because of a lack of ruthlessness. In part because I do have a job that I love that is going to have to be sacrificed, and there is anxiety. So I know, there it is, death goes on the Five of Pentacles. Death to the Five of Pentacles. I might have to counter death also, and but we'll see. I need to have a helper for all of these. So I'm not sure where, let me see. I've got the Lovers. And I can see the Lovers going, I have a bug on my Two of Pentacles. And it's a little like box elder bug, aphid. I even recognize what kind of bug that is. Two of Pentacles. I'm going to put the Lovers on the Two of Pentacles. If I have to have two jobs, let them jibe properly. Let them jibe properly. That would be great. The Sun card. I'm going to put the Sun card with the Strength card. Again, the Strength is about finding a home for my latest little lion. Okay, so yes, I would love the energy of the Sun card. I would love for the sun to shine on him as I put him out there, and for the perfect sheltered home, because he needs a sheltered home, because he has allergies. He can't be an outside cat, and there will be some problem solving required by anybody who takes him in terms of figuring out what the worst allergies are. So the Empress. You know what? I'm inclined to put the Empress right on top of the Nine of Pentacles, and I'm going to take the Devil card out of there. And you know that I need to have this attitude toward what I have. Yes, thank you, Empress. Thank you. So here I have the Empress and the Emperor, both in regards to my material possessions and home and property. The Hanged Man. Maybe. Maybe. I'm thinking I'm going to put the Hanged Man with the Five of Cups. Maybe a new way of looking at it. Even suspending the mourning if need be. So there we go. So I've got them almost all covered. The only thing I don't have covered with, and this I left because what's behind it? The Moon. So I'm wanting something a little bit more constructive than the Moon to go with this. And so I have the Eight of Wands here, and this being about communicating, like putting out resumes, job applications, communicating my interest in finding other work. And what I have left here is Justice, the Hierophant, Temperance, the Tower. I think I'm going to say no to the Tower. I don't think I need that kind of jarring energy right now. And I'm going to say no to the Devil. So what I have here is seeking work oriented questions here. So I have the Two of Wands and the Eight of Wands. How funny. I can see Judgment, raising things from the dead, as representing resumes. And, you know, you have to, you know, your past experiences, etc. So I have in my hand Justice, the Hierophant, and Temperance. Maybe I could use all of them. I'm thinking not Temperance. And the one that's really calling to me actually is the Hierophant. In other words, doing things by the book, by the rules, and thus kind of leaving out. That's why I think I want to leave out Temperance. Is not that this is not intended to be a creative endeavor at this time. I've got all kinds of creative outlets. I need my work to bring in money and stabilize my situation. And so I'm going to, am I going to put Justice also with that? I think I am. So it's interesting that it's sort of a process of elimination left me with cards that I feel really do serve my my job search situation. Injustice in part because of objectivity, keeping it objective. You know, no, it's not about chemistry right now. It's about objectivity, making sure the balances weigh out properly. You know, what I'm giving and what I'm getting in return. All right, so I think that this was interesting. And again, and if anybody else is facing whatever issues in life, I think that this is useful. I mean, for one thing, it leaves me with a sense that I do have things on my side. I do have things on my side, and that there are energies for me to call on in the various challenges that I face. And even the things that I rejected end up being, you know, in terms of helpers, end up being somewhat informative. Of course, also the things that I chose as the issues, to represent the issues that are going on. I could also see, although I use the major arcana here, for those who have either God decks or goddess decks, so decks representing, or angel decks, that you could use those kinds of figures also. I don't have any that I'm familiar enough with all of them, with the full spectrum, to do this with. But I could easily see that as a great, I don't know, just a way of engendering optimism and vision and a sense of not going it alone, but having a whole pantheon or whole arcana on your side to help you with the issues that you face in life. So another great way to use the tarot and potentially other decks that you may have on hand. I could even see going through, I'm not going to do that, but I could even see using my Power of Surrender cards and choosing a surrender card for each of my situations in terms of what do I need to surrender in order to help make this happen, in order to help amend this situation, or to accentuate the situation in terms of a different attitude toward my recreation, etc. All right, so there you go. My another look at creating a radiant map or choosing your cards consciously for some problem solving, and in particular kind of minor arcana versus major arcana. I hope this is useful and other people try it and get a lot out of it. I will probably record at least this section here with my job stuff, because that's really front and center right now. We'll probably record the results for that one. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.